I got zero doubt in my membrane, you keep calling me insane. Every single day more XRP is what I obtain. No more cash, no more cars, only QR codes. No more proof of work, we running validated nodes. I got zero doubt in my membrane, you keep calling me insane. Every single day more XRP is what I obtain. No more cash, no more cars, only QR codes. No more proof of work, we running validated nodes. This is the life that I chose. They look at the cons, I look at the pros. I'm always bullish and it shows. Now you wanna ask about XRP, I am not telling. Now you want some of my XRP, I am not selling, it's not for sale. Honestly, I just wish you well, cause I'm XRP for well. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. XRP taking the lead, come equipped with institutional speed. XRP giving the go to proceed, don't listen to FUD, I know they mislead. Try to tell them but I know they don't care. ODL, don't nothing compare. Back in the day I was willing to share, now I don't have any left to spare. Source some liquidity on demand, try to tell them but they don't understand. Holding my ledger right hand in my hand, see the signs it was already planned. Digital economy, it's already here. I'm talking about the moon, they think I majored in astrology. Haters talking trash, I think they majored in garbology. Focus on my future, so I invest in technology. Number one is where we ranking. Come on. And if you don't have XRP, then I do not know what you thinking. This the time, this the year, this the place to be. How them strong all day long, doing it faithfully. Keep that negative energy far away from me. It's not our fault that we seeing something that you can't see. I got my hands on some on-demand liquidity, and I'ma hold on to it now into infinity. This the greatest wealth transfer the world will ever see. But I'm not talking, I'm about to go buy me more XRP, cause I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life.
XRP really go? This is an interesting question which majority try to answer in different ways. Great, fine. But I would actually suggest you to listen carefully, because the answer here should be logical and it should be supported by the price action. So if you are looking at different ideas, you get $10, some say it can be $100, some even suggest it can be $1,000, $10,000, sky high numbers. So what is it really going to be? It is interesting to know that, but before you actually dive into these, you also have to understand it goes hand in hand with the time frame, your window.
Life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, L for well. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? Can't you tell?
Good morning, good afternoon, something like that. What is up, everybody? Welcome. We got some crazy stuff happening. Crazy stuff happening on Twitter, Instagram. I've been reposting shit, being a troublemaker. I've been being a troublemaker, ladies and gentlemen. Look what I'm posting. The whole thing wouldn't fit. I love changes. a thug changes and best friends become strangers. Word up. A love changes, a thug changes, and best friends become strangers. That's life. Crazy stuff, man. Parsa Persian, what is up? Welcome to the channel. How are you doing? Dons, things are crazy, man. I saw some funny stuff on Matty G, and I had to post it, even though it's the last name I want coming out of my mouth. That kid is such a dirtbag. So here we are. Here's XRP. Let's bring up the other charts. Let's bring up Bitcoin and XLM as well. Here we go. Crypto never does what you want it to do, ever. Even if you read the chart right, like it never does what you want it to do. But at least it came down. You know what? I like this. Look at this second leg. You know why I like this second leg? Because every time, for some reason, where the second leg is higher than the first leg, it's supposed to be a good sign, but we've been getting screwed. But either way, I'm very happy with this position. I'm happy with where this liquidity is. And I'm very happy with how we're about to break out of this triangle. Word on the street is that Matty G helped you make 5K with Doge GF and you're throwing dirt on his name. Imagine that. Let me guess. He also helped me lose it too when it went down 1,000%. Is that right? Imagine that. You must be Matty G. So it's okay. See, I'm the one that invested $1,000 into Doge GF. I made $3,000 or $4,000. I sold it. I'm the one who made the profit. I'm the one who charted Doge GF and made my own money. It's not like Matty G was holding my hand going, this is when you enter and this is when you sell. No, that's not how it went down. I saw that this thing could make me some easy money quickly because he's about to scam a ton of people. That's all I saw, and it was easy to do. While I warned a ton of people that that is not the thing you should be putting money into. Please. Word on the street. Yeah, that's a word on the street, all right. Matty G also started both my companies too, right? And turned them into 6- and 7-figure companies. Right. That's the word on the street. If that's the word on the street, then the word on the street should also be how we scam tens of thousands of dollars from people for a coin that never made it more than a month or two in the market, and how he tried to blame other people for it. Come on, man. You people have nothing better to do. Matty G. You probably are Matty G. Jack A, what is up, man? Dons, what is up, man? How are you guys doing today? It is Sunday. We're hanging out. March 6th. My birthday is in a couple days. A couple days is my birthday. I got gum and like it wouldn't get out of the corner of my mouth. Matty G helped you make $5,000. Are you kidding me? That guy never... Do you know how much money I gave him because he kept saying he was getting robbed from XLM? He kept getting robbed from Jed McCaleb. Do you know how much money I gave Matty G because he said he kept getting scammed and robbed by Lobster over Stellar Lumens? Are you kidding me? That kid never did anything for me. That kid is a scumbag. Wow. People, like, just believe whatever they're told. Some dirtbag with 30,000 subscribers on fucking YouTube gives somebody a little shine, and all of a sudden they'll do anything. They're dick riding for life. They gave this person a little spotlight. Matty G probably liked his comment, and now he's over here in my channel. Matty G liked my comment. I'm going to go do everything for him. I don't care how many people he scammed. Wow, this coffee is so good. Parsa Persian, they'll always be haters, bro. 100%, man. 100%, bro. Always be haters. Always, always. The funny part is, I've given away more money in this stream to more people and helped more people out for no reason than any content creator I know of. I've given away thousands and thousands of dollars in this stream. Just spinning a wheel. Just spinning a wheel. Just spinning the random name picker. This thing right here. And whoever it lands on, I used to give $50, $100, whatever, like all the time. Who knows, man? It's so funny. So funny. Did Matty G also mention how much money I lost because of Doge GF? Did he mention that much? So stupid. All right, where are we here? Monero XMR 165, up 5% on the 7-day. That's not too impressive. But neither is down 1.6% on the 7-day. I'm telling you, man, I really believe we are getting ready. This thing is about to launch. My exposure to Casper, I don't have any. I don't have any exposure to Casper, but I had a bunch of exposure to API 3 before it went up like 2 or 3x. 2x, 3x, something like that. API 3, that's a different story. I love me some API 3. Let's see where it's at. Is it under $5 yet? Ah, it's under 6 though. Yeah, this thing pumped hard. Like right here. March 1st was at $8. API 3 is amazing. But yeah, no exposure on Casper. The only exposure I have right now is XRP and XLM. This is where I put all my money, right here. Why do I keep pulling this? This is where all my money goes. Bam. Right here. And paying bills in real life. That's about it. Hey, let's go, Alex Ramos. Always testing. Always testing what kind of parameters are around my channel. Parameters? I can't even talk. Let me get this gum out of my mouth. Oh my God. It is going to be like 60 degrees today. It's so exciting, man. It is going to be like 60 degrees. Oh my God. I mean, look at my security cameras. Look at my security cameras. Look how bright it is outside. It is so bright outside. Alex, man, what is up, bro? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Great to see all of you. What are we gonna do today, man? What are we gonna do? What should we do today? Let's look at Instagram. I'll bring you guys to my profile. I'll show you my latest post. Yo, see, I didn't make this. I found somebody on Twitter who made this, and I just copied it. I just saved it and posted it everywhere because I thought it was amazing. This is beautiful. Do you know how many times Matty G scammed me? And it's sad because I really thought he was my friend. And when someone is your friend, you believe them. So you're not getting scammed. In your mind, you're helping them. In your mind, you are helping them out. So it's not like you're letting yourself get scammed. Like your friend needs help and you're helping them out. And that happened so many times with this kid. And literally, he was laughing to himself every time we hung up a video call, every time I sent him money. Like he was literally laughing his ass off and pretty much calling me a loser probably as soon as he hung up. And that's like the type of person he really is. And I'm so glad I figured that out a long time ago. Months and months ago, I figured that out. Cut that out like that, baby. Quick. And I got people coming onto my channel talking about he helped me make 5,000. Are you out of your fucking mind? Do you know how much money I've invested into crypto? One, it's like all on my own. It's like when you make a decision to do something, it doesn't matter if someone tells you to do something or says, yo, here's a good idea to make some money, or here's a good idea to make some money. If you make that decision to do it, you're the one who made that money, not the person who directed you in that way. You make that choice ultimately. And the thing is, the fact that people were getting scammed, that is not the way I like to make money. No, I like to make money through investing, through charting, through doing things correctly. That's how I like to make money. Correctly. With a nice 5 or 10x on a long or a short. Look at this. Right here. This thing broke down. It looks like it has a teeny bit more to go, though. But it's all good. Let's look at, I want to look at WadsPay token real quick, because WadsPay token did like a 4x, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This thing went from under 4 cents to almost 16 cents. Crazy. Look at that. Anyone who cashed out up here at 14 or 15 cents, congratulations. I have to buy some Ethereum. I think I need to buy a little Ethereum because I actually still have I still have a little bit of Doge GF. I still have a little bit of Doge GF. Look, 129 billion. See? I still have 129 billion Doge GF. Look at that. And if I wanted to swap it, Ethereum, max, review swap, it would get me 0.031 Ethereum with a fee of $36, $20, $30. So, I mean, just in case, I'm hanging on to like a teeny bit of that. ETH market. Why can I not do this? Oh, it won't let me. All right. Anyway, 0.031 is... Let's see how much 0.031 of Ethereum costs. Because that's how much in Doge GF I currently have. $81.67. It lets you withdraw the... Wait, what? And I've been collecting interest from the site with Bitcoin. I've been missing what you're saying, Alex Ramos. I've been collecting interest from this site with Bitcoin, It lets you withdraw the Teresa earned. What? Interest. That's cool. That is cool, man. Come on, XRP, baby. Look at this. If this happens, oh my God. There it is. That's what needs to happen right there. You guys should really be watching the Scientific Investor, his latest video. Let's all plug our nose and watch the Scientific Investor. All right, let's check him out. He's got a great video lately. We're talking $300-400 XRP.
Majority. How high can XRP really go? This is an interesting question which majority try to answer in different ways. Great, fine. But I would actually suggest you to listen carefully, because the answer here should be logical and it should be supported by the price action. So if you are looking...
Alex Ramos, I will definitely check it out. But look at this chart, man. Look at this channel that XRP is following perfectly. We're talking a little bump gives us $30-40. The top of this channel is $400-500. And if it does the same move it did in 2017, 2018, that puts us over near $1,000 XRP.
At different ideas, you get $10. Some say it can be $100. Some even suggest it can be $1,000, $10,000. Sky high numbers. So what is it really going to be? It is interesting to know that. But before you actually dive into these, you also have to understand it goes hand in hand with the time frame, your window. If you are looking on a 4-hour chart saying, I only have 3 weeks for this, you're not looking for $100, $1,000. You are looking for this price action, and these would be your targets, right? I posted this yesterday early before we started breaking out, and then what happened? The price broke higher, we started moving up. So yes, your target is still valid. You will have a retest and bounce towards it. So that is if your time frame is too short. Now, if you are having a little bit more time, what you can do is zoom out.
It's the same area. The next breakout, same exact place, right here. $1.05 to $1.12. He has it as $1.02, but I have it as $1.05, $1.12, because that is the area of liquidity that we have not been back to yet, which is all right here and 100% right in this little box. This is where I am looking for us to go. John 1 Freeman, what is up, man?
Go into the chart, the same stuff, the same item. Now you have another breakout for which the target would be a little bit higher than that. So again, it depends on your time horizon. So what's happening here? Your momentum is increasing. You can see that with the trend change in the MACD and the double bottom, which was shown in the RSI previously. Then you broke higher in RSI. You got that move. Now you are trending higher. So it completely depends on what? Your time frame. So as you move back and say, okay, I'm looking at last 6 months, I'm looking at last 1 year, I have next 6 months, I have next year, that's where you are looking for the targets, not just numbers, right? So this is what we are going to do today and see how high we really think this can go in next impulse, next wave. That's what we are going to do today, and deliver you some important news to understand, because this is turning in different direction. You look at the crypto market, some says we are going down, it's a bear market. Some suggest no, we are going up, there's a bull market. So what is it? And that will completely depend on how XRP is going to move. Because if there is a requirement for a neutral asset and it goes in, that's changing the entire narrative. So let's dive into that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family. So right now, when you focus, you're first looking at $3. We need to reach there. We need to actually cross that level and then come to this one.
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is on the monthly. This is the rounded bottom cup and handle that he brings to our attention. Let's bring it. Let's get a different XRP chart. Let's go to FTX. Let's put it on the monthly because this is the one that he uses. Wait, was it monthly or was it weekly? Oh, this is definitely the channel.
Because this is a monthly chart of XRP. And the monthly chart of XRP, you're watching a clear rounded bottom where you're having touches all across the board in that trend. Great. You had the highest volume in all of this. This is important, guys. You have the highest volume.
Did you hear him? How does his voice get that high?
Chart of XRP. And the monthly chart of XRP, you're watching a clear rounded bottom where you're having touches all across the board in that trend. Great. You had the highest volume in all of this. This is important, guys. You have the highest volume here in all of this at this price point, not at $3.8, but while you were going towards $2 mark. So yes, that's a valid resistance right now. And that's your neckline. So you measure this, you get 15x to the upside. Got that? So from that $2 mark when you're breaking, you are moving towards 15x. Fine. So what's it going to be? The highest possible range is going to be 34. Now if you put the
Moonshot XRP, what is up, bro? What is up?
wave structure inside that, now the number is a little bit different. Now it varies here and there because the average in crypto market can definitely vary. Around $100.
This is the channel I want to focus on right now. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this channel that XRP has been sitting in. He has this on the weekly. Look at this channel. Here's 2025 right here. Pretty much the end of this, like right here is 2025. So if this is moved over to here, we're seeing by 2023, by the end or by the beginning of 2023, we could be at anywhere from $300 to $500 XRP. And any time now or the next few months, we could be at $50 to $100.
This pattern, putting it here, then without scaling it, moving it somewhere here and say, this is what you are anticipating. That's like $400, which is massive.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at that channel. XRP is no joke. Ripple is making sure that these things happen. You can bet your ass they are. Well, don't really bet your ass. It's your ass. All right, here we are. Let's get back to this chart. Here's the chart. This is what I want to take a look at. So we're right now coming out of this slightly ascending triangle, making higher highs, higher lows, looking very, very good. Very, very good. And I want to see what Tino has to say about Bitcoin, because we definitely want to know what is happening with Bitcoin. And Tino always has us on that one.
Yeah, man, that was a good masterclass with him. Okay, then, cool. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin. It is absorbing all of those longs. Now, listen, this is what I'm going to say to you, okay? We've been anticipating whether this zone right here was going to hold, okay? Based on the way they've been behaving, all right? We've had news, we've had all sorts of stuff being thrown at us, trying to throw off the retail trader, make him believe one thing is happening against the next, okay? Well, guess what? They've dropped it down lower now, all right? Now, this is what has happened. We need to understand why it did. Simple. The high block says so. There's roughly around $20 billion worth of longs that are in the chart, there or thereabouts. Okay? At the highest peak, there was $31 billion. When it came down to about here, there was about $21 billion. And now they've just eaten all of that liquidity. The shorts have now come in high concentration. Now, I haven't been really focusing on this too much. Why? Because I can see it in the charts already. The big green vector candles to the upside. Mr. Market Maker, push, 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 and then push again. Now, because the circumstances in the chart and given with what's going on around the world, this area right here was somewhat confusing. We knew that they were going to come back down at some point, but we wanted to establish if they were going to make another attempt to the high before they did. Guess what? They didn't. They dropped it down lower. Okay, now we've got Bitcoin coming into recovery of this zone right here, which leads us into the next question. How low will Bitcoin go before it tries to come back up? Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't lose your minds, okay? Don't. There's no point in worrying if Bitcoin's going to collapse or not. This is a standard pullback. Because if you look at where Bitcoin is now, it was only in this place this last week, I believe. No, only a few days ago. Okay, on the 28th of February, where everyone was at their most optimistic when Bitcoin broke out. Okay, so don't see this as a chaotic thing. It's a standard pullback into the zone. All right, the only time you start getting worried, ladies and gentlemen, is if Bitcoin comes back down to this point right here, 32,853. That's when you start getting a little bit concerned, where we will start to see the liquidity at 30k potentially being absorbed in the book map. Okay, so just hold your horses. Don't lose your mind too much. There are plenty of points in the chart that they have triggered traders to commit, all right, where we may see a potential reversal. This could be one of them. But how long will the reversal happen for? Will it just come back up ever so slightly? If we look at the vector candles itself, we can sense that things may start to slow down by the presence of the violet vectors. Because the red vector candle implies that volume is more than above average. It means that they are exchanging hands. And the tick chart, this is based on the tick volume. And it's based on how often price transacts. And we know that when we see the presence of a red vector candle, it implies that they're favoring lower prices because that's where they build their longs. They build their longs when price is dropping. When I say they, I'm talking about the market maker. Okay? Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing these violet vector candles appearing at the lowest part of the chart. They've hit the range daily low. We usually expect them to try and pull back from this point. But given with the strength of this move itself, we won't know fully if the retrace is going to be substantial or not. Okay? Now, this is Bitcoin, of course. We still have this liquidity right here. Before it absorbs this liquidity, what will it actually do? It might actually pull back a little bit before it comes back down to prepare everything for the weekend. What if they are preparing a potential play to come back up next week? This is what we need to understand, because during the weekends or towards the end of the week, they like to bring price back into the range, build them more positions, and then look to try and move higher from there. So they set everything up at the end of the week. We're coming into Friday. I just want to address a few things with you guys. All-time high, because let's look at it like a 10k move. So you're looking for Bitcoin to finish up from 39k all the way to 49k. You're going to have to wait for a little bit more commitment, because until they break this zone up here, there's nothing for you to do. All right? Short-term day traders themselves, it is literally a free-for-all for you. You can enter long, you can do your shorts. You're looking for momentum. You're looking for volatility in the chart. You're looking at the smaller time frames, and you're looking to try and take advantage of price, rejections of the 200 EMA, rejections of the 50 EMA, red candle, green candle formation, count the presence of...
Tino is literally a wizard, ladies and gentlemen. He is a wizard. All right, let's take a look at the XR Pizzles. Here we sit, right in this triangle. Looks like we are going to be... I mean, it really looks like we're going to break out. However, I don't think we're going to come back down into this 60-cent range. I really don't. But anything's possible. Honestly, this is setting up, making higher highs and higher lows to really launch up over $1. I really see us over $1. I really, really do. Really, really, really. I don't know what it is about today. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain the feeling that I feel right now. Oh, 4 minutes ago.
Today for the Bitcoin price. And yes, I opened a brand new $1 million trade for Bitcoin right now. Of course, it is a very risky one. Of course, right now the markets are shaking. Bitcoin is tumbling around, but I want to show you exactly my thought process and also what I am expecting for Bitcoin.
Oh my God, I see it. Here's the W formation. Here's the retrace, which doesn't go below the second leg of the W, which means it's not invalidated, which means this is about to, oh my God, I can already see it. I can already see it. That's going to take us over 50,000. I can already see what he's going to say.
Are we
This video just came out.
going to break this one towards the downside? Are we going to break and retest the horizontal support around the 44-45 ascending triangle? And yes, I was talking about a potential W for earlier. I was also saying if we get rejected, and yes, I expected a potential breakout. If we get rejected, every single ascending triangle stuff.
I see exactly what's happening here. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's bring up the FTX Bitcoin chart. Let's pull this down. Here it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you this. Let me show you this on the hourly, maybe. Is the hourly what I want? Yes, it is. Now, look. Here's Bitcoin. What I want to show you is this. Look at this W formation. Look at this retrace. Do you see how we have the first leg of the W, then we have the second leg of the W, which is higher than the first, and then the retrace, which does not go lower than the second leg of the W, which means the pattern is not invalidated. This is a potential long position that can be taken. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott waves to the downside, which means that this is a long. This is a great place for a long trade. Look at this. And he didn't even see it in his video, and I saw it. Look at this. Moonshot XRP, nice job turning it into more money. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. And then the retrace does not invalidate the pattern because it doesn't go lower than the second leg of the W, which if it did, it would invalidate it. Oh my God. I'm thinking about taking this trade. What's today? Today's the 6th. Okay. I think I'm going to take $300 and trade this. A 10x from right here. This is the spot. Look at this trade. I'm really about to add this. This is it right here. Look at that. And it doesn't invalidate. Look at this. And then it retraces, but it stays higher than the other W, than the other legs of the W. I would take this trade all the way up to 50,000 on a 10x, possibly a 20x. Wonder where my liquidation would be at a 20x. Let's go to FEMEX. This is right where I want to enter a long. I have to add this money. We're taking this trade right now. We are taking this trade right now, ladies and gentlemen. I have to log in. Okay, we're logged in successfully. Beautiful. We are logged in successfully. Here we are, Jaded Market. This is my account. I want to take this trade. All right, hold on. All right, beautiful. There we go. We're definitely taking this trade. That is a beautiful trade.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Who did that? Moonshot XRP. Look at the, oh my God. What is that? The $50 euro? Oh man, bro. I appreciate the dono, man. Bro, I appreciate that. Look at you, man. That was a monster donation. You're a beast, bro. Thank you. All right, where is the other one? Here it is. Okay, beautiful. So I need to copy the address. We're going to send, paste, and I need the tag. Copy tag, paste, continue. How much money do I want to do? Well, let's do $320. I'm taking this trade, ladies and gentlemen. You can see all my other deposits and everything on Feemax. There it is, sent. Bro, Moonshot XRP with the monster dono. I appreciate you, bro. Bro, the money's already here. Um, do we want to 10x this or 5x this? And there's our liquidation. All right, our liquid price is 35,619. 35,619 is our liquidation price. Let's put our stop loss in. 50% stop loss. No, that's not what we want. We want it to be, we want our stop loss to be at 37,000 even. There's our stop loss. Actually, you know what? I don't want to stop loss on there. I don't want to stop loss on there. No problem, buddy. You're the man, bro. Honestly, man. You made my day, bro. Thank you so much for the 50, bro. All right, we're going to keep an eye on this. I am so happy that I saw that. I saw the opportunity for a great trade just now, and I freaking executed, man. Here it is, too, right here. This is what I saw. This is what I'm looking at right now. I want my take profit to be at 50,000. That is where I want my take profit to be. Or maybe I'll just ride it out. We're already up $1, ladies and gentlemen. We are up $1. Let's go. Let's change the title to the stream. There we go. Let's get rich. Yes, let's. All right, let's see. Because this pattern never invalidated. This pattern did not invalidate. Look at this. See? It never invalidated. Let's put it on the hourly. Let's put this on the hourly, and I also want the EMA. $50 EMA. I want to add a neon green color here. There we go. That's the color I want. I want this a little bigger. Perfect. All right, there's the 50 EMA. XRP getting me jacked to the tits this morning. Let's go. When the second settle, Ripple. How many times are you going to play Pump It Up? 1,000,000, bro. Like literally 5 times in a row I'm going to play it probably. All right, so we just took this trade. Let me show you guys the trade we just took. Or the trade I just took. All right, so here it is. Here's the trade that I just took. So we have this W formation. where the retrace did not invalidate the W pattern. You can see second leg higher than the first. Retracement, which is this, did not go lower than the second leg of the W. So the pattern is very valid. That is why I'm taking this trade. Let's see. I mean, I could get wrecked. But it's not that much money. That's the good part. All right, we'll check back in. We'll watch it from over here. This is where we're going to watch the trade from, right here. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited. I have not taken a trade in a long time, and this trade looks perfect. Oh my God, what is XRP doing? What is XRP doing right now? Pushing up. XLM, look at this. Shooting star. Bunch of hammer candles. This looks like it is going to turn around and explode. Let's go, Bitcoin. $35,619. $35,619. Let's show where the liquidation price is. Here's the liquidation price. And I'm going to show you guys where my take profit is. My take profit is right here. This is my take profit. Let's fucking go. Haven't taken a trade in a long time. Let's try to make some money on this Sunday. Here it is, right here. Check this out. And it's right in the middle of both of those. Let's go. This is the 3-minute chart. Let's put it on the 1 minute. Look at the 1 minute. Let's go 1 minute chart. Let's keep an eye on this 1 minute. Look at this. It came up. It wanted to come down. It stopped. Sideways, 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 sideways. Come on, take off, baby. Take off. We are on the 1 minute chart currently, ladies and gentlemen. Moonshot, man. I can't believe you with the 50 dono, bro. Look, you freaking beast. You complete savage. He's got the 6-month badge. Drop into, I mean, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, so like right here, check this out. This is what we're talking about right here. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Profit, right? Now, on a bigger scale, we want this. and crank past 39.3. That's what we want. Let's see if we get it. 40 seconds left of this minute candle. Let's see what it does. It's been going sideways. For like 30 minutes, it's been going sideways. Okay, let's go. Look at the 15-minute chart. Look at the 15-minute chart. Look at this. Look at these candles off the 50 EMA. That's beautiful. And here is the 1 hour. We're going to watch the 1 hour chart, man. Let's pull up the trade. Here it is. Up $7 so far. Ooh, up $10. Let's go. But we all know that could change in a heartbeat. However, I feel like putting in a long trade is the right thing to do right now. I don't know. That whole pattern, this whole pattern. Look at this whole pattern, and then the retrace, and it doesn't invalidate. It does not invalidate this leg of the W. Which makes, I mean, I wish I could have entered at 38.1, but I'm entering now because I believe this is a good trade. I really believe this is going to be a good trade. Let me go heat my coffee up real quick. Let me go heat my coffee up. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. There we go. Let's see. See how our trade is looking. Looking pretty good. This trade is looking very good. I thought I saw something here. Let's see if it holds up. Let's see if it holds up. All right, we'll keep checking in on it. We are at 74.5 cents. Look at that on XRP. Look at this potential. Look at this potential right here. A lot of potential. A lot of potential right here. Anything crazy happening on the internet? Logan Paul, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was a good one. I like that. That was a good stream. That was a good stream. Let's see what else is going on in the crypto world, or just in the world in general. Ripple XRP, first target, $1,200. May all your crypto dreams come true. Yes, I agree. IMF gives new warning of global financial collapse. What are you talking about, XRP Veil? Let's check them out.
What's going on, guys? XRP Veil here. Subscribe, leave a comment, check out my descriptions for the links in there if you want to support the channel. Now let's get into it. So now this is a very important message from the International Monetary Fund, and they already gave a warning. Okay, they gave a warning, and they were basically saying that this problem that's going on with, you know, Russia and stuff like that, it's already causing global problems. Because as you know, a lot of Europe's imports come from Russia, like oil and stuff like that. So they're experiencing higher inflation, even higher from what they already had. And not only that, this is going to happen all over the world, like I said before. So basically, the International Monetary Fund is saying that this is going to cause a global catastrophe, that the global catastrophe is coming, right, for the whole world, okay? And remember, this is what I said. I have mentioned this before about a week ago, that this is a geopolitical situation that's going to cause the collapse of the dollar. And now here we...
You guys, I love XRP Veil. I love XRP Veil, but I don't like an I told you so person. Someone who's always coming in saying, oh, I told you this was going to happen. I said this. I told you. I said this. Why do we need to do that?
We have the International Monetary Fund.
Crypto is literally a 50-50 thing. If I say crypto's going to go up, I got a 50% chance of getting it right.
Coming right now, mentioning exactly what they mentioned in 2019, that how we would have a switch, it would need to happen during a geopolitical situation. And now we're currently in a geopolitical situation. And
100% correct. That is 100% correct. Let's listen to what XRP Veil has to say. He's always bringing us some good content. Let's listen to him.
The International Monetary Fund already gave this warning, okay, that everything is about to get even more crazier with the inflation. Even Goldman Sachs had also gave a warning.
You can't believe anything Goldman Sachs says. They said they were never getting into crypto, and look where they're at. You can't believe Goldman Sachs. Come on.
As well, okay? So this is going to add an extra...
These people are all giving you warnings. Goldman Sachs, International Monetary Fund. Meanwhile, they're long crypto.
10% inflation with to the dollar, okay? So this is what the International Monetary Fund had come out and said, that this is already starting, that within the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we're going to see even higher inflation on top of what we already have, because this is coming right after the inflation. Okay, so like I said before, this is the cherry on top before the collapse of the dollar. And many people want to sit here and say, oh, it's going to take 50 years, it's going to take 100 years. They don't know what they're talking about, because this is exactly geopolitical.
Nobody knows what is happening with the dollar. Nobody knows what's happening with crypto. All we can do is make educational guesses. No one knows. Maybe an elite 5 or 10 people, but nobody knows what's happening. These are only educated guesses.
Situation to collapse the dollar. It's happening right now. It's not happening 50 years from now. It's not happening.
The dollar's not collapsing. The dollar's not going anywhere. But what is going somewhere is XRP to the moon. But the dollar's not going anywhere.
100 years from now, what's going to happen when the total BRICS nations separate from the United States dollar? What do you think is going to happen then? So check out the link in the description. And thanks for watching the video, you guys. As always,
you're welcome, Vale, and I appreciate the video. Honestly, I love XRP Vale's videos. Great video, bro. Bam! Exclamation points. Oh, I thought I already liked it. All right, and there we go. Always like and comment on Vale's stuff. All right, let's check in with our Bitcoin trade. Bam! All right, we're chilling. We're up $9. I want to see us crank past this EMA. I saw a trade, ladies and gentlemen. I saw an opportunity, and I took it. I saw this. Let me show you exactly what I saw. I saw this pattern, okay? I saw this pattern. Then I saw the retrace right here, and it stopped. And then it stopped again. Here, here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Elliott waves. So I saw a big W formation, which did not get invalidated by the retrace off of the top of the second leg. That tells me that there's a possible very good trade here. And I took it. I have not taken a trade in a very long time, but with 2 or 3% of my holdings, 2% of my holdings, I took a trade. And we're going to see. I went long. I went long at 39,000 even. Looks, I think it's a good trade. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, I can afford to lose that. All right, next. Ripple XRP bank accounts frozen, stock markets to halt. What the hell is Bearable Bull talking about?
The world is never going to be the same again.
You today, as guys, today's going to be.
Show me an insecure crypto investor and I'll show you a future millionaire that's lost.
A very interesting video, and towards the end you're gonna get a sense of things that have been predicted in the past that are happening right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no coincidence that the XRP community has been talking about everything happening in the world right now years in advance, and it's because XRP will be so important.
Mr. Bone Dangle's in the house. Right, guys, in the house. What is up, everybody? What is up? Let's go. Let me get some ones in the chat, everybody. For everyone that's here, let's see some ones in the chat. And let's check this video out. I want to see who's here. Make sure there's no bots in my channel. Put ones in the chat.
Important for the future of the global financial system. It's hard to say that we've always been right, but we've always been right. And a message I have for all of you is, show me an insecure crypto investor and I'll show you a future millionaire that is lost. Guys, you are in the correct place at the right moment in time. And
I think we all know that, right? We all know XRP is the right one. I hope you all know that. Because if you research every cryptocurrency, at least the top 100, and you look at XRP, nothing compares to XRP, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing compares to XRP. And research will show you that quick. So no one here should be insecure about Ripple's XRP. Let's go, Rye Guy, David Karn, XR Perfection, David Carnate, RMAC, XRP, Dons, let's go. Let's get some ones in the chat, everybody. Let's get some ones in the chat. Who else is here? Let's get some ones.
I'm going to prove to you how on the money we've been. First of all, on Instagram earlier today, I posted this specific chart showing that the DXY is about to collapse.
And he's taking this off of the distributed schematic for the Wyckoff theory. And I show the Wyckoff theory all the time. Here's the lower low, and then it cranks lower. And we were looking at the DXY, all right? We were looking at the DXY the other day. All right, here's the DXY. And this is where we wanted the rejection. It's still here, see? Rejection. We wanted this to reject. That's what we wanted. Remember, we were talking about this yesterday. We made this chart on the DXY, and we wanted this rejection. And I think we're getting it. I think we are getting it, because when this rejects, these crank. These crank. So that's what we want. So the DXY, the US dollar currency index, we want it to go down. We want it to go down. It's not going to collapse and go away, but we want it to go down, all right? Which means inflation's going to go up, which means Bitcoin and XRP are going to explode. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. We want our cryptos to be worth a ton of money, all right? Let's see where our trade is real quick before we move on. All right, we're to the good. We're looking good.
It's been following this exact pattern down below to a T. Ladies and gentlemen, what that means when the US dollar is about to crash is that stock and crypto prices typically rise. I remember just a couple videos ago, I stated I finally turned bullish on the altcoin market. I told you guys all of that. And then I told you after Bitcoin passed 44.
I just got a ton of coffee grounds in my mouth.
$5,000 that I got the confirmation I needed that we were in the clear. Now today, people want to come out of the woodwork and say, oh boy, you were wrong. Even though I showed them a chart saying that if we retraced to 38 to 42K, it was a healthy retracement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say yet again, I believe altcoin season is about to happen.
That's right.
We do have our short window in time
to
prepare and take profits from the crypto space. However, this point needs to be reiterated. Just in case I'm wrong.
You're not.
I have cash on the side ready to buy the dip.
Yeah, we know.
I don't believe I am wrong.
I don't either.
But that is how you remain a humble. That is strong language. And honestly, guys, I have to say yet again, I'm praying for the state of the world right now as things are heating up. It is a very delicate time, and I'm always aware of that. But we have to control what we can control. And what we can control is our personal finances. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something and remind you of why we're here. The World Economic Forum predicted a cyber attack with health crisis-like characteristics. And oh, just like clockwork, the New York Times is stating that America isn't ready for what's coming. I've dealt with foreign cyber attacks, but America isn't ready for what's coming. This was published yesterday. What exactly is coming? Probably Russian cyber attacks. Again, get your cryptos off the exchanges and use your offline hardware wallets. And honestly, we're at the point where you should really consider getting your money out of the damn banks. And there's a reason why.
I never have money in the bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bank you use may have Russian exposure, and you don't even know it. And let me give you a critical example. Here, this article describes how sanctions on Russia will alter global payment flows. And it's just interesting yet again that the payment system is at the forefront of what's going on right now, as we knew that XRP will be at the forefront of revolutionizing payments. Not a coincidence at all, my friends. Here, we have to understand that Russian banks have been cut off from SWIFT. Which banks specifically? Ladies and gentlemen, one of those banks include VTB. And here on the Treasury Department's website, it calls to disconnect the Cyberbank, SBER, other Russian ties. Guys, what does this mean?
It's going to put Ripple and XRP into play. It's going to be used worldwide. We're going to smooth things over with Russia. We're going to become friends again. SWIFT is going to disappear, and we are going to be using ODL. You're not going to know it's being used, but it's going to be the new settlement in 3 seconds or less. The new transaction with settlement.
It means that Russia's economy has been severed from the world, much like this Wall Street Journal article writes. However, $120 billion is exposed in Russia, and it's exposed from external institutions. I named you Cyberbank, for example. It has branches in Europe. But this is the thing, guys. 10 years ago, a Russian entity purchased Cyberbank. So now the depositors of that bank that may not have been suspecting, now these individuals may be losing their life savings. Now they are insured, but only up to a certain amount, as we know. In addition, guys, and this may hit a little closer to home, Citigroup says it has a total of $10 billion in Russian exposure. But please take a listen.
I was having dinner with a friend not long ago in New York City. We met at a place called Oriole, which is in Midtown. My dinner companion that night was a senior advisor to BlackRock. As you may know, BlackRock is now the largest asset manager on the planet. It directly manages $5 trillion in assets, and it oversees another $11 trillion through its Aladdin platform. That means one firm controls more money than the GDPs of China, Russia, and Japan combined. Anyway, my dinner companion happens to work directly for BlackRock's CEO. As we nursed our white wine and the evening wore on, she let something slip. If I remember her words, she said something like, "They want to tell us we can't sell." What was she talking about? Who was she talking about? I placed a few calls, first to my contacts in Washington, then to a few people on Wall Street. Soon I was on a plane for a series of meetings to London, to Geneva, back to New York, then down to South America. As I began connecting the dots, a pattern emerged. It revealed a network of more than 189 individuals positioned inside the world's major financial institutions. Some of them hold senior positions inside the IMF, World Bank, and every central bank in the G20, including our own Federal Reserve. These elites share one vision, and they're about to make it a reality. That vision is one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening. When the crisis hits, they'll flip the switch, freezing the global financial system. That will give them time to reset the world economy according to their vision. As the coming crisis unfolds, President Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably weaken the president's power altogether.
That is amazing, Jim, really. So what did these elites want from your contact at BlackRock?
Basically, they want to classify BlackRock as too big to fail. The technical term is Systemically Important Financial Institution, or SIFI. That designation normally applies to banks, such as Bank of America. If your bank gets the SIFI label, it means the government will bail you out first in a crisis. But it also means you must turn over control of your bank until the crisis subsides. In this case, they're trying to reclassify BlackRock, an asset manager, as too big to fail. If they succeed, they'll be able to freeze BlackRock when the crisis hits. BlackRock clients won't be able to sell. They won't be able to buy either. Their accounts will go dark indefinitely, and the elite operatives will take control of BlackRock's assets remotely via the internet. But our research shows that their ICE 9 plan goes much, much deeper than that.
Now, you refer to their plan as ICE 9. You just said that. What does that mean?
It's a reference to the Kurt Vonnegut novel, Cat's Cradle. In the book, a mad scientist creates a new form of water molecule called ICE 9. When it comes in contact with other water molecules, it freezes them at room temperature. One drop of ICE 9 can freeze the whole ocean. And that's what these elite operatives are about to do to the world economy.
Now, can you share with our viewers exactly who these operatives are and what their ultimate goal might be?
No, he cannot share who they are.
Like I said, John, more than 189 elite agents have slowly
That's what I thought.
wormed their way into leadership positions across the board. They now sit at or near the head of the IMF, the World Bank, and even our own Federal Reserve. They also control much of what happens at the central banks of China, Russia, India, Brazil, Canada, and Europe. As you know, these institutions form a kind of global superstructure. It forms a kind of snare net encircling all nations. Their leaders aren't democratically elected. They're not accountable to you and me. They're beyond the reach of government and citizens, and yet they hold the fate of the global financial system in their hands. To get a sense of how they operate, imagine an array of floating spheres. One sphere is labeled IMF. One is labeled Fed. One is labeled Bilderberg. One is labeled Wall Street. One is labeled central banks. One is labeled intelligence agencies. One is labeled media, and so on. The elites inhabit all of these spheres, and together the network forms a kind of 3D Venn diagram. As I see it, regardless of what sphere they inhabit, the elites all share the same vision: one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. All of their actions are geared toward moving that agenda forward.
Now, are you able to share the identities of these elites with our viewers?
We've identified more than 189 individuals who are in many cases hiding in plain sight. Regardless, they all share the same vision: one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. A short list would include Christine Lagarde, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF; Mark Carney, Governor of the Bank of England; Raghuramji Rajan, Vice Chairman of the Bank for International Settlements; Haruhiko Kuroda, Governor of the Bank of Japan;
Wow, he is sharing.
William C. Dudley, President of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York; Agustin Carstens, Governor of the Bank of Mexico; Janet Yellen, Chairman of the Board of the Federal Reserve System; Mario Draghi, President of the European Central Bank; Zhu Min, former Deputy Managing Director of the IMF; Zhou Zhiuquan, Governor of the People's Bank of China; Robert E. Rubin, Chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations. This A-list of central bankers and other elites is just the tip of the iceberg. Of course, not one of these elites will tell you outright what's going on, but I've seen and heard enough to connect the dots for myself. Not long ago, for example, I met with one of their senior operatives.
See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The world needs something better and faster. This guy's strapping it up like a conspiracy. When something has to change on a grand scale, it's going to fuck up a lot of people's jobs. Probably maybe this guy's. Either way, Ripple's XRP is going to be the world bridge currency. So change has to happen. SWIFT has got to go.
He's a leading economist who served as the chairman of the Federal Reserve during the last crisis. He's considered one of the most influential minds in banking today. We met privately during a conclave in Seoul, South Korea. Of course, I'm talking about Ben Bernanke. I came away from my meeting with him stunned and convinced that ICE 9 was real. Not long before that, I set up a one-on-one meeting with another member of the network. His name is Zhu Min, the former deputy governor of China's central bank. Until recently, he served as deputy managing director of the International Monetary Fund. Zhu is a brilliant guy, like Bernanke, and he's pleasant and well-meaning. There's no doubt in my mind that he's also a member of the elite network preparing to impose ICE 9 on millions of Americans. But I wasn't done with my research. I have since met with dozens of senior officials, intelligence analysts, and former Wall Street colleagues. My quest led to a final meeting, a face-to-face summit with the head of Bilderberg. We met at Rockefeller Center in Manhattan. and he was very eager to get my take on the euro as a currency. I was happy to provide it, of course, in exchange for some valuable intelligence. As I say in my new book, he did not have horns. In fact, he gave me a nice gift when we parted ways, a blue Swedish vase. I keep it in my writing studio at my home in Connecticut. But my point is, I came away from all three meetings convinced of one thing. When the next crisis hits, the elites are planning to freeze the financial system, and they'll replace it with a new system, one not based on the US dollar. When that happens, we'll wake up to a very strange and disturbing new reality.
And for our viewers that are watching today, what might their reality look like that morning? How does this manifest?
First, they'll have gone to bed knowing that a massive financial crisis was underway. But when they wake up, they'll find it has worsened and the contagion has spread worldwide. When they go to withdraw money, their ATM will say, closed temporarily.
Unless ladies and gentlemen, do you know how much money I keep in crypto? About $30,000. You know how much money I keep in my bank? About $100. I have stopped keeping money in the banks a long time ago.
When they go to sell stocks, their account will say transaction not available. When they go to their local business, that business will only accept cash if it's open. As citizens realize they're being barred from their money, riots will erupt. It's going to get really bad really quickly.
How would such a freeze actually work? And wouldn't that be highly illegal?
Well, it wouldn't be illegal technically because they've been quietly laying the groundwork for years. They've rigged the financial laws, changed the rules of the game to allow this to happen. The stage is set. They have the levers in place. The lights are positioned. Now someone just needs to flick a switch and they'll impose ICE 9 rapidly. And again, all of this will be legal because they rigged the system in their favor. Here in the U.S., for example, Congress pushed through something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEPA. This allows the government to freeze accounts, assets, even whole institutions at will. The only condition is that there's some threat to national security with a foreign connection. Of course, with a global market, every financial crisis has a foreign connection. Any systemic crisis fits the bill. And the thing is, when the next crisis hits, it's going to be so bad, President Trump won't have any choice but to go along with the elite's plan.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This video was when President Trump was in office. And he said President Trump will have, this guy's saying it was going to happen when Trump was president. Obviously, it didn't happen, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. It did not happen. This guy is obviously a farce. He's talking about things that some of it could be true, but honestly, man, it didn't happen, did it, during Trump's presidency? Let's be real. It's like that person who's always telling you, oh, Trump's going to be back in office on this day. People have been saying that for a fucking year. Where's Trump? They said, oh, it was going to happen in November, December, January, February. March 3rd, it was going to happen a couple days ago. Hasn't happened, ladies and gentlemen. But Trump is smart. He has been endorsing Republicans and giving speeches all over the USA, filling up the House with Republicans. So when he runs, he's guaranteed office in the next presidential race.
That is, you have to admit, that sounds somewhat hard to believe. Now, how could these operatives actually freeze a whole country's financial system?
Well, fortunately, we have some recent real-life examples to study. The elites have been conducting a series of dry runs for years, leading up to ICE 9. Look at Cyprus, for example. A few years ago, the Cypriot economy was in trouble, especially the banks. What came next? Wealth extraction on a grand scale. The IMF basically controlling a handful of the country's biggest banks. When the next crisis hits, we're going to see this here in the U.S. and around the world, and it'll be a highly coordinated global attack on the entire system simultaneously.
You want to know how to be a successful investor? The answer is...
Listen, that never happened. He said it was going to happen. It never happened. So please, man. Where's this at right here? 38.6, 38.6. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something. On my trade, I want to show you. So you see where we came down, we hit this V-shape recovery. You see how this came up, retraced, and continued? Well, if that's the case, then it should not come lower than this wick, okay? So if this comes down and goes lower than this wick right here, then I set a stop loss to get out of the trade. All right, which gives me just a little loss. So if it comes down, I have my stop loss set at 38,550 because it should not be going lower than here at all. It should not. Should not, should not, should not. All right, let's take a look at this on a bigger scale. There it is, right there. Beautiful. All right, we'll keep that intact. We're going to keep that trade intact a little bit. I always play the bull at 1.25 speed. I love it. Man and his dog. I just watched this. Oh, okay. Rusty Nuts. Yo, what is up, man? Maybe the plan is the same and timelines have changed. Hey, man, that's a possibility, right? That is a possibility. Currently, I have a trade right now. I entered this long position at 39,000 even. And I actually changed my stop loss. I put my stop loss right here at 38,224 or 38,254 right here. Because if it goes lower than here, there's no reason for it. So I just changed it. You can see price moving a little bit down. So if it triggers right here, then we're just going to be out of the trade. And I have no problem with that, just taking a little loss. Stop losses are very important. Your trade is not going the direction that you think it's going to be going. So you set a stop loss of, okay, if it goes here, my trade is definitely invalidated. So I set my stop loss, which gives me a minimal loss. Pretty much maybe 50, 60 bucks I would lose out of a $300 trade, which is nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then you wait for another setup. And then you just enter and get that money right back. So we will see. We will see exactly what happens here. We're going to keep an eye on this trade. All right. So this is why Ukraine is being attacked. Oh no, Russell Brand, what did he do? Cardano, you're so early. That's from All In Crypto. I think Cardano still has to come down to like 50 or 40 cents. $23 hours ago, all we need is 10%. XRP will be at $6,000 per XRP. XR Patriot. As the song goes, it's all just a little bit of history repeating. That's right. Oh, you know what? Let's look into CoffeeZilla. Yeah, that was a good one. Jake Paul, Soulja Boy, Lil Yachty sued for promoting.
SafeMoon is
5-minute video. Let's watch it.
Getting sued along with Jake Paul, Soulja Boy, and more for an alleged pump and dump. Apparently, the moon wasn't safe. The result of this could have shocking implications for everyone who thought they could just get out of jail free by saying not financial advice.
Hold on. I can't promote scams on the internet even if I say do your own research? Fuck!
Funny, isn't it? How the tables have turned. Let's investigate. Okay, so this is the lawsuit we're looking at today. Filed as a class action lawsuit by these guys, they're suing the SafeMoon team and several influencers who promoted SafeMoon, including Jake Paul, Soulja Boy, Lil Yachty, and a bunch of kind of smaller tier influencers. Now, what are the allegations? Well, this. Quote, the misleading promotions and celebrity endorsements were able to artificially increase the interest and price of the SafeMoon tokens during the class period, causing investors to purchase these losing investments at inflated prices. Okay, so basically they're saying SafeMoon succeeded because of all these celebrity endorsements, and investors jumped in at all-time highs. Meanwhile, SafeMoon and the gang were allegedly selling. Quote, the company's executives...
When I first heard about SafeMoon, I was like, wow, look at this fucking garbage ass crypto. They put the word moon and safe for the name. How unsafe is that? Like, that just screams red flag.
Caroni and Haynes Davies conspired with the promoter defendants to sell their SafeMoon tokens to investors for a profit. Now, as a reminder, SafeMoon was a huge deal back in 2021 for a simple core reason. Basically, SafeMoon was safe. That's what we were all told. How? Well, because of the liquidity pool, which is a pool of funds supporting the price of the project, it was supposed to be locked up, untouchable for 4 years on PancakeSwap. Hence, we're going to go safely to the moon. The team wasn't supposed to be able to touch those funds. They weren't supposed to be able to rug us. But like Jeffrey Epstein, the SafeMoon team touched things a little too early and got insanely rich by doing it and got away with it for far too long. See, the truth is, contrary to what had been pitched to us, the project owners had access to these tokens, the liquidity pool, this entire time and could sell them at any time and did sell them, or at least that's what the lawsuit alleges. Now, of course,
let's take a look at SafeMoon real quick. Ouch.
Who benefited from this? Not the investors, but instead, SafeMoon and the influencers.
SafeMoon literally taxes you 100%, which means they take 100% of your money. It's in their contract. I believe it.
Influencers who promoted it. Now, one thing that might be challenging for this lawsuit is the fact that I'm sure a lot of these influencers have no idea what a liquidity pool even is. I don't think they knew what they were promoting. I don't think they cared as long as they were getting paid. Now, the lawsuit anticipates this, saying this, quote, they knew or should have known that the liquidity pools were designed in a way that allowed for the possibility of the liquidity pool being drained by defendants. In other words, even if Lil Yachty thought a liquidity pool was something you placed a Lil Yachty in, it doesn't matter. He's still responsible for what he promoted. Or at least that's the argument they're making. Now, whether a judge believes it, well, that's another thing entirely. But this is where things actually get really interesting. See, this class action lawsuit involving influencers might have better odds than you might.
Welcome back, Moonshot XRP.
I think because of a recent decision on another case that impacts it. Remember BitConnect? This guy? There's a very similar story going on there. Huge crypto project. There were a lot of influencers who promoted it. Everything fell apart. And then afterwards, there's a class action lawsuit. But in that case, it got thrown out because it was argued that influencers could not be held responsible for what they said. Why? Because they didn't actively solicit investments. The argument is basically that they put it out on social media generally, but didn't directly solicit from their followers. According to the case, quote, the Securities Act covers sales pitches to particular people, not communications directed to the public. So it seemed like investors might be immune from cases like this. But recently, that dismissal got reversed.
Yeah, it was definitely a fraud. Clearly, SafeMoon was definitely a fraud, 100%.
And a new ruling came out that said this, quote, solicitation has long occurred through mass communication.
And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, SafeMoon is a fraud. You really need to think about all the other thousands of cryptos out there. They are all frauds too. All of them. All of them are frauds.
Communications and online videos are merely a new way of doing an old thing. In other words, these BitConnect promoters can absolutely be sued, and so can other influencers with this precedent. It's not a defense to say, oh, I didn't DM people, I just posted it to my millions of fans. That can still be considered solicitation. And this is why this lawsuit could be huge, especially if they get the damages they're asking for. Notably, the difference between what investors bought and sold SafeMoon for. This could be tens of millions of dollars in damages that the Team Tin House has to pay for. Now, of course, I wanted to say, I also thought this lawsuit missed a few things as well, specifically that two of the founders, Thomas Smith and Kyle Nagley, aren't mentioned, which is...
Ooh, they're not mentioned. Zane Shah, JB the GOAT, ready for this altcoin season. You already know, bro. Let's go. Who's taking Pelosi's job?
A strange omission. And I think we're going to have to help these guys out in our next episode by talking about the influencers' payments, which is never mentioned in this lawsuit. Maybe they don't realize it, but all this stuff is publicly available on the blockchain. And one of these guys wasn't that careful in covering his trail. We're revealing this influencer.
That's funny. That is funny. Financial War, SEC, ETH, Bitcoin versus Ripple, XRP, digital asset investor. Giving it to us raw and uncut. Let's check out digital asset investor real quick.
And really for years now, I have been telling you something that my father, who is the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, he told me this a long time ago, and that is that nothing happens in finance without JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs in the United States and basically worldwide. Nothing happens without JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Now, so that's kind of the theme of this video. I want to show you something I ran across in looking around on Twitter this morning. Is this tweet. This is from June 14th, 2018, the day of the Bill Hinman speech, and this guy nails it. Talking about hitting a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth in the World Series with 2 outs to win the game. This is that. The greatest downside of today's, and I wouldn't call it a downside, I would call it what it was, the plan. The greatest downside of today's SEC statement on Ethereum is that it will lock Ethereum in its as a dominant platform because better protocols won't be able to get the vaunted decentralized status before the regulators notice them. This is the future we are supposed to be fighting. Also, since this is getting some traction, consider reading my analysis. Anyway, this is what I want you to focus on. And Joseph Lubin, see, this is where I really locked onto this. When I was watching Joseph Lubin speaking and started looking into him, this is what he was dancing around with all of his word games. But he said it outright a couple of times. He said something to the effect, well, it's going to be difficult for these protocols that come along now because it's kind of hard to get yourself to the point where you're decentralized. And then Nancy Wotas, you remember, the attorney from Cooley, she and the Wendy Moore attorney from Perkins Coie both were sitting on stage, and they said basically, so now we're in an industry where Ethereum is decentralized because Bill Hinman said so, and now everything else is out here in this purgatory, which is what Brad Garlinghouse was at the SEC.
XR Patriot, who paid for it? Yeah, someone with a lot of money. Talking about SafeMoon? Yeah, I know. Goldman ball sacks.
See, complaining about. It was done intentionally. This was the plan, folks. Okay? And now we're starting to find out who's really behind the plan. Okay? But I said this was the plan, nailed it, bingo, direct hit, on the money. All right? Now, TAIG is back from vacation. That is unfortunate for many of the people who were behind all of this, because he's on the job and he's finding things that nobody could find about what's going on. And I said Ethereum 2.0, I retweeted his tweet. I said Ethereum 2.0 was changed to consensus layer. Why not just call it the JP Morgan layer? And he's got this. Here's the patent JP Morgan filed in 2013. I'll say it again. Ethereum is JP Morgan and JP Morgan is Ethereum. Link, method and system for processing internet payments using the electronic funds transfer network. And this is their patent, okay? Now, so what I decided to do, because I've shown, and in the last 3 years, especially in the bear market, I was trying to explain to my audience the bigger picture of what was going on. This is when the market was down. This is when every day we would have a Jamie Dimon come out. And make no mistake, folks, this was all by design. This was intentional. All of these powerful people, they were coming out and saying negative things about crypto, negative things about Bitcoin. They were coming out and they were, if you remember, there was a Glenn Beck video where he had Tika Tiwari on, and Tika Tiwari actually went through the timeline. He said, here's where they're going out and they're bashing this stuff, and then here's where they're behind the scenes buying it, whether it was George Soros or JP Morgan, and they're buying it while they're driving the market down and all this stuff. Okay, so, but the point is that there's been a lot more going on here. What all of this is about is Federal Reserve 2.0, whatever you want to call it, Bretton Woods 2.0, Federal Reserves. They're taking us into the gig is up on the current financial system, and so now they're all coming to the table. Now that our politicians and bureaucrats and everything have ruined our money and put our country in debts that cannot be gotten out of, now they're going to just, instead of accepting any responsibility or anything crazy like that, they're going to create a new system, and we're going to roll into this digital system. But they've got they're working the same playbook that's been worked for centuries in Ethereum out from under securities laws, which is what
happened to have been a New York bank. He became, Winthrop Aldrich became the head of Chase for decades, involved in the six people. He just happened to have been a New York bank. Winthrop Aldrich became the head of Chase for decades, but at that time he was not. But the point is there was that relationship, and it was Morgan that actually just had the pass. He wasn't there. He wasn't involved. He was not physically at all at Jekyll Island at that time that the origins of the Fed were being discussed. But he was the name on the book that was associated with these individuals. And so that's kind of how it came down. They would otherwise not have been able to just get physical access onto the property. And it's like any elite club thing. It's like you invite people in or they can't come in.
You're talking about 6 men apparently that controlled a quarter of the wealth of the world. That's the data that you hear about. So it's you read about it, but again, so a lot of people said it was a spoof about what the author wrote about him, and he said a lot of other things. But it's a story that picked up a lot of attention on how the world wealth is controlled by a few handful of people. How much do you buy into that?
Well, so these 6 people weren't necessarily all those people. What happened was, like, Frank Vanderlip, who was one of the people, was a sort of VP at National City Bank, which is now Citigroup. So, I mean, there are different people that were involved in the major banks at the time. So, yes, there was an awful lot of money represented at that meeting. And Nelson Aldrich was the head of what we now consider the Senate Finance Committee. And so he was a very established senator, and he had been going back and forth to Europe around this time anyway to collect information.
All right. So first there's that, and then let's watch this and see it with what's going on right now. Tell me if any of this sounds familiar. This is I'm drawing.
Man, digital asset investor, like, he finds the greatest videos ever to put and puts it all together. Like Ripple's XRP, like the digital asset XRP cannot be any more proof that it is the clear choice for bridging the world's money.
on a blank on his name, but this is the guy that wrote the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Tell me if any of this sounds familiar with what's going on right now in crypto.
And the reason for the Jekyll Island connection is because one of the most interesting things about the Federal Reserve is that it was created on Jekyll Island. It's a real island. It's off the coast of Georgia. And it was on that island back in 1910 that a small group of men gathered, and it was their mission to draft what became eventually the Federal Reserve Act. And I see you're going to show the pictures there, yeah? Those are the guys. And the funny thing about that piece of history is that the Federal Reserve bill was being sold to the American people at that time as a piece of legislation that was going to somehow control those big bad bankers. See? And what they didn't realize is that the big bad bankers that you're looking at right there, those are the epitome of the great power centers of banking. They were the ones that were busy writing the bill that was supposed to control.
Who are these six gentlemen, Mr. Griffin?
Well, they're representatives.
If you could walk us through them.
Primarily, Senator Aldridge is the only one that wasn't a banker. He was the politician. He was the one that was sort of spearheading the political side of it.
But father-in-law also to John Rockefeller.
John Rockefeller, yeah. He was tied in very closely to the banking fraternity and the industrial complex. A very wealthy guy in his own right. Probably the most important political figure in the United States, short of the president, who was Woodrow Wilson in those days. But the rest of these guys are all bankers, and they represented the dynasties of J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, digital asset investor he was the first one you started watching. He's really good.
And William and the Rockefeller dynasty, and they had connections to Kuhn Loeb and Company that were there, and that means they were connected to the Rothschilds in England and France, and Max Warburg was there. I mean, Paul Warburg was there, and he had connection to his brother Max, who was the head of the banking, the Warburg Banking Consortium in Germany and the Netherlands. And so what we have is this was an international group here, really, representing international finance. And if there was anything that was the epitome of the big bad bankers of the world, these were the guys. So what happened there is that they knew that there was going to be some kind of a move to control banking. They knew that Congress was going to pass some kind of a law to regulate banking. And so instead of being stupid about it and just sitting back and saying, oh, I hope they don't do too bad, they decided to take the lead. They said, we'll write the bill. We'll make sure that it's to our liking. And so that's what it's all about. They went to Jekyll Island where nobody knew they were going, where they had a meeting that was in a great deal of secrecy. They denied that they went for many years thereafter, you know. But they actually drafted the Federal Reserve Act on Jekyll Island in 1910, and then the next 3 years it took that much time to promote it and get it through Congress.
All right, so there's that, but this is the best part, folks. Because this, I want to make sure. I said, is everyone paying attention yet? And this is a quote: "Let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws." Mayor Amschel Rothschild. Now, make no mistake, folks. Everything you're watching about the SEC versus Ripple and trying to call XRP a security, what you're seeing with Ethereum and the Bitcoin and Ethereum free pass, everything you're watching are power struggles in what will be Federal Reserve 2.0. Make no mistake, this has everything to do with that XRP escrow. And it also has to do, in my opinion, with the guys at Ripple and the guys at Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and Ripple paying the toll to the powers that be. It has everything to do with these things, folks. But this is a literal financial war that's being waged in this whole thing. Make no mistake about it. What you're about to watch, the first part is that same guy that wrote The Creature from Jekyll Island. His name is Edward. Is it C. Edward Griffin? I can't remember. Maybe it's just Edward Griffin. But anyway, he wrote that book.
Hey, Rye Guy. Yo, possibly Rye Guy, for sure.
It's well worth the read. Go get it. But the second part of this, folks, remember that video I found of Charles Gasparino when he was talking to the guys that were running the Brooklyn Project, which was a consensus project? Remember the clip of him on Fox Business in 2018. It was before, it was in May of 2018, before the month before the Bill Hinman speech. When you put them side by side, watch what you get.
While the bill was being debated in Congress, some of these people went before the public. They gave speeches knowing it would be reported in the press, and they were interviewed by journalists, and they said, oh, this bill that they had written on the side, nobody knew of it, this bill is not going to be good for business. It's bad for America. And
that's exactly what is happening. Do you see what he just said? These men went to Jekyll Island, wrote this bill, came back, acted like they had no idea who wrote it, and said, that bill is terrible. That bill is terrible for America. What is happening with the government right now in the SEC? What did I say? The U.S. government has been on board with Ripple and XRP since the very beginning. They want it. They want it. They want it. They're a part of it. Look at the SEC. Look at what's going on. This is not good for America. This isn't good. Look what's going on. Goldman Sachs. Look at all these people. Oh my God, no, we're never going to be a part of that. They've been a part of it all along. It's happening. This proves it. Ripple and XRP. This proves it. The U.S. government. Why do you think Rosie Rios works for Ripple? Why do you think Treasury employees of the U.S. government work for Ripple? Why? Why do you think that?
And they actually did that ploy. And knowing full well that the average guy would read that in the newspaper and say, these big bankers don't like the bill. Must be pretty good, you know? These fellas were...
Does that sound familiar, by the way?
You're damn
Does that
right.
sound familiar? Think about all the bad things that all these people were saying about crypto for the years. Almost as if they're saying it... Remember, Bitcoin came out in the code. Was written something that made it look, and I do mean made it look like a libertarian movement. They wrote something about the bailouts in the code. And then for the next, I'm telling you, write it down, Bitcoin, they wanted to usher people into Bitcoin. And then for years, oh, this is for bad guys. This is crypto's rat poison, all this stuff.
But yet they want it. And they want us using it because they want to know everything we're doing and track everything. Why do you think we're buying and holding this? Because we know it's the future of money. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. I am so happy to be holding XRP, so happy to be holding XLM, because guess what? Jed McCaleb is in on it too with Ripple's XRP. This is a connection as well. That's why I hold both of them, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very happy that this was put into words in a video that everyone can understand. And I hope you all enjoyed this connection being made. The government has been in on XRP since the beginning. Everything is for a reason. You are all about to be very, very, very rich. Not financial advice, but the proof is right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jada Blur. I hope to see you guys in tonight's stream. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and let's see what happens tonight in the crypto world. Peace out, everybody.
I got zeroed out my membrane, you keep calling me insane. Every single day more XRP is what I obtain. No more cash, no more cars, only QR codes. No more proof of work, we running validated nodes. This is the life that I chose. They look at the cons, I look at the pros. I'm always bullish in the shows. Now you wanna ask about XRP, I am not telling. Now you want some of my XRP, I am not selling, it's not for sale. Honestly, I just wish you well, cause I'm XRP for well. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. XRP taking the lead, come equipped with institutional speed. XRP giving the go to proceed, don't listen to FUD, I know they mislead. Try to tell them, but I know they don't care. ODL, no nothing compared. Back in the day I was willing to share, now I don't have any left to spare. Saw some liquidity on demand, try to tell them, but they don't understand. Holding my ledger right here in my hand, see the signs, it was already planned. Digital economy, it's already here. I'm talking about the moon, they think I majored in astrology. Haters talking trash, I think they majored in garbology. Focus on my future, so I invest in technology. Number one is where we ranking. Come on. And if you don't have XRP, then I do not know what you thinking. This the time, this the year, this the place to be. Hard and strong all day long, doing it faithfully. Keep that negative energy far away from me. It's not our fault that we seeing something that you can't see. I got my hands on some on-demand liquidity, and I'ma hold on to it now into infinity. This the greatest wealth transfer the world will ever see. But I'm not talking, I'm about to go buy me more XRP. Cause I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life, and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life, and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail.